Hello. Doing some bean work today. I had some calls about, brown stem rot, sudden death. It is starting to come in. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between brown stem rot and sudden death just looking at the upper leaves. But I mean, if you look at this field, that's some pretty nice beans. There's a three bean pod up at the top, another one. Some really nice beans. Should be some really high yielding beans. They're also starting to turn a little bit. Just starting to turn, I'd say, but usually when they start to turn, you get about 30 days until it's time to start cutting them. But just an awesome amount of pods on these. A lot of 3-bean pods, and they look to be pretty big beans too as well. So that's usually how I figure if you got good beans or bad beans. The old joke is, if you got them at the top, pretty good beans, plus or minus 20 bushel. It's very hard to guess bean yields. That's about the best way I've found thus far. But back to the disease. So I would say we got either some sudden death going on, brown stem rot going on. Usually sudden death is most magnified in compaction areas. Hog barn just to the south here, so we can probably guess there's quite a bit of compaction out here with the heavy loads and the newer injection that's probably going on. But one way to see, obviously you got disease here. It's got some necrotic tissue in the middle of the veins, and then it just like kind of tiger stripes it like that at the top of the leaves. So the best way to figure out what disease you have, or give you a better kind of diagnosis and thought, is for sudden death syndrome, it'll keep this white. Now, it hasn't progressed enough yet to really figure out which one it is, but when it does progress, this will be white, where in brown stem rot, the inner will be brown. But down here at the bottom, it's already browned out, which makes me think this is likely brown stem rot. Now, we can't really do anything about brown stem rot except for pick varieties that have good tolerance to it or some kind of resistance. For sudden death, these were treated with Saltro. So we have Saltro insecticide, and treatment has a really nice tolerance and helps from sudden death really well. So that makes me think this is probably brown stem rot. But we're gonna send these in, get them tested, and we'll get back to you on what it is. But just something to keep an eye on. If you start to see some of your fields turning and they're not really turning evenly, go out there and look, see if you got any striping on the upper leaves. And then if you need to send one in, or you want somebody to look at it, call your agronomist, call your sales rep, and we can help you out. But overall, look like some pretty good beans. This is a example of a healthy plant. There's really no disease showing on this, but it looks a lot the same, just I think because it hasn't really progressed, but looks a lot more healthy and kind of got that pink texture there. You can see where the pith comes in there compared to what this is here. It's already whited out, it's starting to rot in there. So we'll have to see how this progresses. It's pretty early to be making guesses just from visual. That's why I'll have to send them in, but we'll keep an eye on it and we'll keep you updated.